Good afternoon, I'm Lindsay Erickson. Welcome in. A 3.5 magnitude earthquake hit outside Saratoga Springs just a bit ago. The slight rattler was felt, though, by thousands. The University of Utah seismograph stations say more than 2,000 people reported feeling it. Our Kade Garner is live from Saratoga Springs now, talking to some of those whose afternoon was literally shaken by it. Kade, how are those folks feeling today?
Yeah, shaken, just like you said, Lindsay. And we are here in Saratoga Springs, not very far from where the epicenter is actually located. And like you were saying, I spoke to people throughout the afternoon. Many of them felt this earthquake for the first time in their lives. It was their very first earthquake, so they were surprised, again, a little bit shaken. But one expert explained to us that even though a 3.5 earthquake is pretty small, there's a reason this one was so widely felt. Whether working in Saratoga Springs,
I'm in the corner off alone in my own desk, so I'm like feeling the rumbling of the earthquake, and the panic actually sets in pretty quickly for me.
Taking a lunch break.
I was just chilling in the kitchen, and I was just kind of walking to put my stuff back into the fridge, and then the whole house started to shake.
Working in Lehigh.
Or it felt like they had like knocked out a support, or like they had like explosives went off. So at first I was just like, what could they possibly be working on right now?
Or at home in Draper.
And all of a sudden it felt like something had crashed into the building. My chair shook, my desk shook. I have a bunch of Funko Pops on my desk and all their heads are shaking.
People across Utah County felt the quake.
The moment I decided that I was actually going to get under the table was when the earthquakes finally stopped.
So, how big was it?
It was a pretty small earthquake, a 3.4, 3.5 magnitude.
Project geologist Adam Hiscock explains why so many people felt it.
It was also fairly shallow in the Earth's crust, so that could explain why it was felt so widely. It's also occurred kind of between Salt Lake and Utah counties, so there's a lot of population exposure to that area.
He says the earthquake was at a depth of about 7.7 kilometers.
You know, these are good reminders with these small quakes that we do live in earthquake country, and just to be prepared for if we do have that big earthquake someday on the Wasatch Fault.
And though small, those who experienced it really felt the shock after it was over.
You definitely felt like the floor was like moving out of place.
Okay, so speaking of being prepared, Lehigh City says this earthquake is a good reminder that an emergency kit and an emergency plan can go a long way if disaster strikes. Live in Saratoga Springs, Kade Garner, back to you, Lindsay.
Kade, thank you. I know those rattlers can be very nerve-wracking for folks, so we're glad that there was no damage and no serious injuries there. We appreciate your coverage out there. All right, let's